Hello, everyone. Welcome to the live stream. Happy 7:30 p.m. this lovely Monday. What is it? March 11th, 2019. So today's topic is how do you de-stress? So again, for those of you who are new to this live stream, we are going to spend the first few minutes talking about this topic, and then we'll go into Q&A a little bit later for those of you who are watching later on the live stream. Yeah, today's topic is how do you de-stress? This topic is coming to mind for myself because uh, do you ever have you ever gotten to a point where you just feel super overwhelmed? Like you're super stressed out, you're super overwhelmed, and you're like, I don't know what to do. I feel so overwhelmed. I don't know what to do. It could be with work, it could be with studying, it could be with whatever it is, relationships. So I think everyone has their own way of de-stressing. And if you ever feel overwhelmed in your life, if not very frequently, I want to say that know that it's okay. Of course, the goal is not to be overwhelmed, but know that if you feel overwhelmed, it is something in a way that is very human, that it happens. And I think we all need to figure out what is our own way to de-stress. For myself, I realize if I am super overwhelmed and stressed out, number one, if I have immediate priorities, like if I have to get things done because I have a final exam tomorrow and I still need to study for it, whatever it is, then it's crunch time and I'll get the work done. But let's say I think there's several different ways to handle this. If you have the luxury of a little bit of time, let's say you do have a pressing deadline. Let's say you are overwhelmed, you are burnt out, you want to finish your work. So how do you de-stress? I think this is where it's important to take a step back and give yourself time, give yourself permission to just chill. And this is something that I've talked about in the past when I shared my story about being burnt out. But I think sometimes we just need to take a step back in order to kind of get back on our feet again and then keep moving forward. So, yeah, that's my little message in a nutshell for today. And we could talk about it more if you like. This conversation does come up for me because I was feeling overwhelmed a few days ago, and to the point where I was like, what should I do? I don't know. Like, I felt overwhelmed to the point where I wasn't sure like how to focus on my work. So instead of just feeling overwhelmed and then doing my work and not being productive, what I did was I actually took a step to the side and I chose not to work on Friday. And what I did instead was I just relaxed, chilled, did whatever hobbies it is. For me, it was playing games helps me chill a little bit. So that's what I did. And then, after giving myself permission to just relax and not focus on the work, I think, at least for myself, that allowed me to get back on track and be focused again. So, again, I think we got to figure out what is your own way. You got to figure out what is your own way that helps you de-stress. Okay, so that's it for now. I'm going to dive into comments, and I would love to hear for people who are on live right now. What are examples of when you get stressed, and what do you do to de-stress? Or what are some scenarios, like, do you feel super stressed out in your life right now and you don't know what to do? What do you think might help you? Or just share where you're feeling right now. If you are, I see Alana says, I'm going to go with all the dang time. That's what I'll go with. All the time, stress out all the time, overwhelmed all the time too. Yeah, and yeah, let's dive into the conversation so we could talk more about this. How do we de-stress? Because I'm thinking about what it's like to be a student, and I remember being so stressed out, what felt like on a daily basis. And do we need to feel stressed out all the time? These are good questions to ask. And we'll dive into this conversation even more. All right. So, with that being said, Alana, good to see you on. Boss Brandon, good to see you on. Charlene, good to see you on again. Dylan Roberts says, hello, sir, from Valencia. You did a speech thing there, and also you are awesome. Thank you, Dylan. You as well. Let's see. Okay. Aiden Far, hey, B. Let's see. Lana says, I listen to music because it is better than talking to people. Alana says, I listen to music because, oh, you listen to music because it's to relax? Yes. So music does work for some people. It does work for me sometimes. When it comes to de-stressing, I personally just need time alone. I like for me, it's I know for some people, hanging out with their friends where they don't need to talk and they just, do whatever, like that's cool. For me, I just need to be alone. That's how I de-stress. You're from, I just, okay. Alana says, I thought this all the time because of my parents. They make me seem that I'm not smart enough. I personally have not been able to focus for a while. Yeah, Alana, let's talk about this. So let's say if you have parents who kind of make you not feel very smart, or maybe either they don't make you feel very smart or they have very high expectations of you. I very much understand that pressure. And I think it's important to, ooh, yeah. For me, goodness, this is so challenging because it's been a while because I'm an adult, you know. Um, it's a lot easier to control the situation just because of my relationship with my parents today, because I'm an adult now. Um, but if let's say, for example, I'm gonna say with my mom, and there is a scenario where I don't really, I don't appreciate her judging or whatever. I will tell her, hey, I don't appreciate that. And I will distance myself from that. So if I sense that judgment, because look, your parents are just doing their best to, I don't know, I guess raise you in a way. And they're, I guess the proper phrase that I hear is our parents are doing the best they can given what they have. Not all parents have all the answers. They're just doing the best that they can. So, yeah, when my mom's stressing me out and make me feel bad and stupid, I try to distance myself away from that because I know that that's not me. Back in the day, my mom used to whatever yell at me, hey, you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong, why can't you do better this and this and this and this. And back then I used to believe it's because I was stupid, and now today I realize no, it's not because I'm stupid, it's because I lack the confidence and the ability to stand up for myself when i I guess I didn't know, I let other people choose who I was as opposed to choosing for myself today who I am. So I choose to be, consider myself smart as opposed to allowing other people and what they say about me to tell me I'm stupid. So, yeah. Oh, okay. I want to go back to this. Alana says, they make you not feel like you're smart. I personally have not been able to focus for a while. So, for me, I would feel okay. What I'm sensing is if your parent is telling you that you're not smart enough, whether verbally or non-verbally, chances are you might feel that pressure of not feeling smart. So I would say, in order to kind of like combat that, like if you're surrounded by an environment that's kind of putting you down a lot, I think it's important to surround. I say this a lot in almost not almost every stream. Surround yourself with positive people who are going to lift you up. That's really what's about. Uh, yeah, be intentional to surround yourself with people who will lift you up. That are positive, and yeah, so that's what I would say. Yeah, and I know I'm not answering or like I'm not addressing the whole entire issue, Alana. So feel free to chime in, ask more questions, and we'll dive into it. Charlene says, "I'm stressed because I have a piano. I have piano testing soon, and I'm not too prepared. So I don't know what to do." Hmm. Let's see. If you have piano testing soon, I think sometimes when it comes to piano or when it comes to school, when we have tests coming up soon, recitals or exams or whatever it is, I think sometimes we how do you feel less stressed out is by actually doing the work and just getting it done. I think sometimes like we can't avoid the work, you know, if you want to do better or get better at piano, the only way to do it is to actually just do it. So it is, I think, I believe that getting work done is a little bit of an art. You know, it's like it's an art in the way of sometimes like you get a balance. Like sometimes you just got to get the work done, and then sometimes your emotional slash mental state, you're like all over the place. Like I'm so stressed out. I don't know what to do. How do I focus? I don't like you feel all these emotions, and I think this is where self awareness is so important. This ability to look at ourselves and notice, you know, oh, I'm feeling stressed right now. By the way, I don't know if you've ever done this before, but like when you feel stress, I want you to think about, okay, so I want you to think about something that stresses you out right now, whether that's homework or piano recitals or whatever. And this is going to be a little bit of exercise, so feel free to join me. I want you to, so first, again, think about what stresses you out: homework, piano recital, you know, chores. And then once you come up with the idea, once you got that, I want you to think about it. What's the thing that stresses you out right now? Say it out loud or say it in your mind right now so you know what it is. Step two, now that you feel or now that you know what is stressing you out, I want you to like observe your body right now and observe where is that stress feeling. Where do you feel stress in your body? Like, where is that like physical stress? Like for me, when I feel stress, it's my chest. When I feel stress, my chest is like it's very tight. And then sometimes my shoulders, like right here and then right here, I'll feel really tight. I'll feel very tense. And so why this is significant is if you feel stress, sometimes if you are aware of where you feel that tension, whether it's your chest or your shoulders or I don't know, your head, wherever it is, sometimes it's about figuring out ways, and this will take a little bit of exploring and trial and error, but exploring, okay, how do I let go of that stress that's, you know, in my heart, in my head, in my shoulders, you know, maybe, you know, my arms or everywhere. So for me, if I feel stress right here, if I feel that pressure, like physically feel that pressure right here, like my chest is very tight, I'll remember, okay, breathe. Taking just little breaths like breathing helps, at least for me, breathing helps to kind of just relax. And breathing, I'm sure there's a whole science behind it. I don't know the full science. You know, I know breathing does help with de-stressing. What I do know is breathing in it, you know, the process of breathing, like that will de-stress. But sometimes, like, sometimes we get to pause a minute. Sometimes we're so stressed out, like, we forget to just stop. Like, for example, the breathing exercise, if you're like, oh, right, Richard said, breathe, that will help you de-stress. So sometimes we're just like, okay, three breaths. Okay. Okay, let's move on. You know, like it's not about just doing three breaths. It's about like slow down. Give yourself 2 whole minutes to breathe 3 breaths. Like, so the point is, it's about changing the state. Okay. All right. Anyway, that's, I'll leave it at that for now. All righty. So back to Charlene's, if you got a test, whether it's piano or school academic test or whatever, you have something coming up. The purpose of de-stressing is number one, so you feel better about yourself, or just feel better in general. And number two, it's like once you are able to let go of the stress, then you're able to focus better. Sometimes, but you also need to be aware, what's your deadline? How much time do you have until your test? If your test is in, let's say, 4 days, you need to. This is where time management is important. Okay, I got 4 days to practice or study. This is okay. Like you got to plan out your day a little bit. Plan out. When you have to do schoolwork, when you have to do other activities, when you have to practice piano, and make sure like it's planning ahead. It's how many hours of focused practice do you think you'll need in order to do well? Yeah. Last quick tip, which is sometimes there's a lot of power in not overthinking things. I'll give you an example. When I prepare for speeches, I tend to overthink my speeches. I tend to like process and think about, okay, what do I need to say here or this? And then I realize sometimes when it comes to speaking, like simplicity is easier. Like focus on one small thing at a time. Okay, so for example, if I want you to be thinking about piano or your test, and I'll think about my speaking. For speaking, I don't try to I want to. There's a part of me that wants to try to address the whole entire issue all at once, but then I realize that trying to solve so many problems at once doesn't really help. You need to do one thing at a time. So for speaking, it's okay. What's the one thing that I need to focus on to get better? So for me, it will be, let's say, mechanics and not using filler words, not using like and so like not using those kind of words. So what I would do is I would practice on that one thing. Practice on not using filler words. So that's what I would do. Alrighty. Aiden says, how do you solve finger nibbling problem? Finger nibbling. So if you're nibbling on your fingers, that probably means you're nervous, and it's like a I don't know how to say it. This is me trying to explain what it's like. It's a habit. I want to say it's a vice. Like when we feel nervous, we do whatever. We all do certain things. Some are more tangible, like nibbling on your fingers. If you're nervous, how do you solve that? Ooh, man, it's been a while. Like I used to have a lot of these tools. I need to figure out. I don't know the full answer, but I believe it starts with awareness. I think awareness is so important. So if you notice when you're nervous, when you feel nervous, notice what you're doing. Notice oh, I feel nervous. Okay, what am I doing? Am I, nibbling on my fingers? If you're nibbling on your fingers, try to put your hand down. Feel nervous and just observe. Observe okay, I'm nibbling on my fingers because I'm nervous. Okay, I'm going to put my hand down. I still feel nervous. So what do you do? What do you do when you're nervous? If you're nervous and, you're nibbling on fingers, I think I don't have the full answer to this. I know. That's as far as I know right now. I would have more answers if I thought about it more, but for now, I'm going to start with awareness. If anyone else has solutions on how do you stop Nibbling on your fingers when you're nervous? Let me know. Let's see. Cat from. Goodness. Is that? Are you Cat from Foothill? Or did you say Valencia? Let's see. They have very high expectations. I got Sam the Ham says I got the horses in the back. Okay. Nick says I'm sad my crush was talking to a boy. It's okay. I mean, those are natural feelings, and also I think I mean okay. So I feel you. I understand what you're saying, and I've been there before. When my crushes have talked to other guys, I would feel sad. Uh, and I think it's really just about improving ourselves. It's improving ourselves so we can be better and build up confidence within ourselves. Yeah. All right, Alana. I'm gonna call you Alana if that's okay. Yeah. Nick, we've talked about this before. I know you're feeling really sad. That's very human. Allow yourself to feel sad. It's okay to feel sad. But you get to figure out for yourself, like, what do you want to do? Like, in a way, do we want to continue to feel sad? Like, do you want to continue to feel sad, or do you want to improve it? And I know it's hard, uh, but like, if you didn't want to feel sad, what's something positive you could do, or how do you make that shift? Yeah. So I think it is important to figure out what do we want to do. Like, when I had a huge crush on my best friend who didn't like me, I was really, really hurt, and I was really sad, and I was super, super, super sad, super sad. And there is a certain point where I realized there is no point for me to keep obsessing over this girl that I like, because she likes someone else, and there's nothing I can do about it. So, at a certain point, I realized I had to get over her. And I get it. It was tough, and I've spent many, many months trying to get over her, and it was not easy. So I feel you. But time will heal all wounds. Yeah. Alana or Kat says, OMG, I asked my crush out and he walked away and blushed, plus smiled. I'm scared, to be honest. Do you know? Do you know his response? Did he say yes? Sam Ham says, I sexually identify as the son. Okay. All right. Sam. I'll put you on a timeout because you're being very irrelevant right now. Stick to the topic. Alana says, my internet is slow. Gotta go. Love you. Bye. Thank you. Thank you, Kat. Appreciate it. Nick says, this has happened to me, to my other crush as well. Every crush I get, I love my crush even more. I just want a girlfriend. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. And sometimes it's about being patient. I feel you. I was single for majority of my life. I already shared that with you, and I get it. Yeah, and it's all part of the process. Just keep being patient. That's what I gotta say. Keep being patient. Honey, good to see you on. It's okay. No need to be sorry. All righty. So I'm gonna ask real quick. Is there what is there any other like life questions or thoughts that you want to share or ask? Yeah, feel free to share any questions, thoughts. Yeah, I don't. How do I say this? I have a feeling today's live stream will be a little bit shorter. I mean, unless we get some nice engaging questions right now. Yes. What's going on in your life? Anything I could support you with? Any questions about school or life or careers, jobs? Yes. Yes. Yeah. I will share a thought. One thing that, at least for me, I think everyone is a little bit different, but for me, one thing that I realize is like life perspective always changes. Um, I go in these little waves. Like there's times in my life where I feel like super like gung ho. Like this is what I want to do. This is what life is about. Life is about whatever, creating massive impact in everyone's life and things like that. And that's my main focus. And then there's other times in my life where sometimes I realize life is like a balance of everything. Like I think life is about fulfillment. So that's one thing. I don't know. That's something that I've been realizing more and more. I think in my early 20s, I remember I used to be very ambitious, very like, yeah, let's do this. Life is about, changing the world. And I think that's a very noble thing to do. And I think if that is what you want to do, continue to do that. And, I, in a way, want to change the world in my own way. And in right now, in this stage of my life, it's with balance. So, yeah, this is fascinating. My point is, we each get to live our own lives the way that we want to. I am by no means saying that you should copy what I do in my life. I think we all get to figure out how do we want to live our own lives? Like what is genuinely going to make us happy? And I think one important thing for me is always be open that there's, I guess, more or better ways of doing things. That's what I would say. I don't know, that's my own belief. Like now I'm thinking about like, what if you live in the middle of nowhere and you think you're happy the way that your life is? And, being open to other people's perspective won't make you happy. And I mean, if that makes you happy, then I think you should stick with that. But for me, I think I always feel like there's always a way to, in a way, be happier, but not in like I'm chasing happiness, but rather I'm doing my best in this moment right now to be happy where I'm at. So I'm happy that I'm living the life right now. I'm happy that I do get to create impact. I'm happy that I do have freedom, that I don't work for someone else. I'm happy that I have my own free time. I'm happy that I don't know. I get to do the things that I want to do. So I don't know. That's just a little bit about my life. All right. Enough about me. Juicy Goosey says, hello, Richard. I'm back. Welcome back. Honey says, when are you coming back to our school again? It should be this year again. I am not sure. That really depends on what your administration decides. Yeah. So we'll work on that. And I'm actually working very closely with Crescent Oak to see how do we, like, I'm there to support you, all of you. And yeah, honey. And look, honey, you are free if you have. I don't know if you have Instagram or Facebook, well, I guess YouTube. No, I don't really use YouTube Messenger. Like, I don't get notifications or anything. Maybe there's a way to do that. But if you want to share, honey, like, what are the challenges going on at your school? By the way, anyone who's on right now, if you want to share, like, if you want to DM me, probably not on here, but like, if you want to DM me personally, I would love to have conversations of, like, what are the challenges going on at your school? Because my kind of, I guess, passion / purpose of why I do what I do is I just want to help students. So you can actually take part Like if you connect with me and be like, "Hey, Richard, here are the problems going on our school. This is what I'm seeing." And like if you give me that perspective, because I don't work at a school, I'm not a student anymore. So if you kind of fill me in, like what are the challenges going on, that will help me figure out, work with your administration to figure out solutions on how do we resolve these issues. How do we resolve these issues around bullying? How do we resolve it around whatever mental health? All these challenges. And also, if you have solutions for yourself, if you're like, I think if our school did this, this would be really cool. We can collaborate on this stuff. And this is what I'm actively working on right now. So if you want to, participate in making your school a better place, by resolving some of the challenging issues going on, literally how these challenges get resolved is by people like you. It's by one person stepping up and saying, I think we should change, and this is how we should do it. And hold on, let me bring in my friend. Hey, look, I'm working on this project to improve my school or whatever. Do you want to join me? Sure. So you gather a team and then you work together to solve challenges. So that's what I got. Yeah. If you're interested, yeah, feel free to reach out. A conversation will probably end up, if you want to, if you want to, if you want to, have a conversation offline with me, it'll probably look like, you reach out and you be like, hey, Richard, let's chat or whatever. And I'll be like, oh, what are the challenges going on here? What are the challenges going on at your school? And you'll be like, bullying and blah, blah, blah. And then I'm like, oh, okay, I see. Thank you for sharing. What do you think are good solutions to make this better? And, we'll throw ideas back and forth. And at the end of the day, we'll figure out solutions. So anyway, do I watch Friends? I do not watch Friends. I'm very, very much aware of Friends. Old school show, very popular. But yeah, I do not watch. Juicy Goosey says, I feel like I'm always quiet and shy and kind of sad socially a lot. Should I take meds to boost my serotonin? I don't look, I'm not a doctor, so I'm not going to answer that question for you. I will tell you what I do personally, but again, I'm not going to make recommendations for other people. For me, I ooh, this is tricky. Like I'm a kind of person who I tried not to take medications. Just I prefer to do things more naturally. I do think there are certain cases where sometimes I guess medications are advantageous. Like, for example, when my mom was in depression, um, medications actually did help her get out of that depression. So, yes, there's, I guess, pros and cons. I know that a lot of medications tend to have side effects. But yeah, I don't know. Interesting. Serotonin. What kind of medication is that? I feel like that's, I don't know, what kind of medication is that? Do they actually have medication that boosts serotonin? I don't know if I've heard that. Like the closest I can think of is like, yeah, I'm not gonna. I don't want to dive into this conversation. But yeah. Hmm. Tex-Mex, how can we support you? Let us know. Hannes said you should watch Friends. I don't know. I think I tried. Okay, so I've tried watching Friends. I personally just never got really into it. That's just me though. Johnny eats Papa Mario's pizza. Hey, good to see you. Who's better, Garfield or Shaggy? I'm gonna go with Garfield for me because if you're talking about, I never really got into Scooby Doo. Office, I never. I don't think I got into a lot of those like 90s slash early 2000s sitcoms. So Office, I didn't watch The Office, although I hear it's pretty funny. Aiden says, how to help with social anxiety while talking to girls? Supernatural. these are, I love that you're into, Aiden, I'm going to answer your question in just a second. All right. Um, I'm going to breeze through this quick question about shows. Supernatural, I have watched it before. I didn't get super into it. Closest thing to it, I would say, is Heroes. I watched like the first season of that, but I don't know. Alrighty. But going back, social anxiety when talking with girls. How do you deal with social anxiety? Honestly, I think how do you get over social anxiety is just continue to practice. Yeah. Like I don't think anyone is ever perfect on their first try. And when it comes to talking with girls, and yes, some people have more social anxiety than other people. And but what I do know is social anxiety is a pretty common thing to the point where people know the term social anxiety. I think back in the day, people never used that term social anxiety because people didn't know what it was called. So point is, if you feel anxiety or social anxiety when talking with anyone, a girl or a friend or strangers, know that it's normal. And in fact, sometimes I feel anxiety when I talk to people in general. So yeah, it's anxiety comes from a fear of, I mean, it could be a lot of different things, but I think primarily it comes from a fear of rejection, a fear of failure, or whatever, fear of judgment. So yeah, the only way to get over it is, in my opinion, is to just keep practicing. Talk to girls. You know, if you don't want to talk to girls like your crush, try to talk to other girls that aren't your crush first. Like little baby steps. It's just about getting the reps and getting practice. And once you start practicing talking to people, socializing, you will get better. And yeah, that's what we got. Juicy Goosey says, I saw you on a mini TED Talk for youth. You looked a bit different. Nice. Yeah. I mean, that TED Talk was what, like 4 years ago? So it's been a while. What shows do you watch? Honestly, I don't watch very many shows right now. I don't think I don't really watch any shows right now. I don't watch. I used to watch TV. I don't anymore. I don't have Netflix. I don't have Hulu. The only thing I do watch is YouTube, and I do watch a pretty decent amount of YouTube. It's more like it's a lot of random stuff in it. Yeah, there's too many channels, a lot of random stuff, and it changes all the time, like always. There is little like recently, for example, like by the way, when I say recently I've watched these videos, it does not mean I constantly watch these videos. It's just like in this little season of my life, and it changes every few weeks or whatever. Uh, but like recently, I've been watching like Chris Ramsey, which is like he solves a lot of puzzles. I'm like, oh, that's fascinating. I mean, Mark Rober, but he only posts videos once a month. Uh, who else? Once in a while, I'll see like Mr. Beast videos or yeah. So anyway, yeah, it changes all the time. And then I think my default that I do watch consistently is a show called Impact Theory, which is more personal development. How do you build life skills to be a better person? Yeah. How do you know if a girl likes you? You're gonna hate my answer, but you ask her if she likes you. That's how you know if a girl likes you. Yeah. that's that's pretty much what I would say. Like I think sometimes we try to figure out like, does a girl like me? Maybe if she crosses her leg this way, does that mean she likes me? Or if she smiles at me, does that mean she likes me? No, not necessarily. Like it's not always easy to tell. I mean, sure, if this girl is massively flirting with you, there's a better chance that she probably likes you. But at the same time, sometimes what we perceive as flirting is not actually it's not actually does not actually mean that they're interested in us. Sometimes they're just being them. Like I could very much recall a time in my life where I thought a girl liked me because they were very, I don't whatever you want to call it, sweet, flirty, things like that. And then I'm like, does she like me? And it turns out that they had, not interested at all. That's just who they are. They're very like, oh, hey. So yeah, I don't know. Every single girl's a little bit different, and some are more vocal than others. Maybe sometimes they'll tell you, but for the most part, if you want to know if a girl likes you, you build up your courage to ask her if she likes you. And that takes time. You gotta. It's not just like you don't want to just walk up to any girl like, "Hey, do you like me?" That could be awkward, unless you want to. Unless you're comfortable with that awkwardness and you're very open and direct and confident in that way, then that's okay too. But if you are trying to not make it awkward and trying to figure out if a girl likes you, part of it is like building up that relationship. Sometimes it's about putting out, flirting a little bit to see if she flirts back. And it's about reading body language. It's about reading, you know, facial expressions, things like that. Or, again, to the point where sometimes you just ask her because I'm thinking about another girl. Well, I mean, there's a lot of crushes I've had in my life, but there was one girl in particular who ended up being my first girlfriend. Uh, like I had no idea if she liked me. I had no idea. Zero. She was one of my best friends, but I didn't know if she liked me. I didn't know. We would hang out, but I just didn't know. And the only I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go for it. And this is, there was she wasn't very open with like this, I like you. She never said I like you. Maybe she flirted a little bit, but it was very subtle. And for me, I have a terrible meter of figuring out if someone likes me. So, I asked her to a dance and, I played a song, asked her to a dance. And afterwards, it was so awkward because her mom was picking her up. This is back in high school. Her mom was picking her up, and I'm like, and she's like, "Rich, I gotta go, Richard. Like, I'll talk to you later." I'm like, "What does that mean? Like, why don't you just say yes or no?" So I still didn't even know. And the reason why she did that was because, this crazy love triangle story. Uh, you know, our let's see, there's another girl, her and another girl both liked me and they were best friends. Like we're all best friends together. So it was really awkward. She didn't know if she could say yes because she didn't want to hurt the other best friend. Point being that I never knew if she liked me or not. And turns out that she did like me. And I mean, that was one of the very few times in my life where when I like someone, they like me back. Just saying, not a player. Um, I've been rejected many, many times. So point is, if a girl likes you, sometimes it's just about asking them out. Anyway, Honey says, yes, I hate that answer, but I'm too much of a wimp whenever I like a guy. Yeah, well, like Wayne Gretzky says, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So, yeah. And I mean, there's been plenty of girls in my life that I've seen that I was attracted to and I want to ask out, but I was too afraid of, so I didn't make a move. And guess what? We were never together. Why? Because I never asked them out. But that's okay. Life moves on. There are, like they say, there's plenty of fish in the sea, and there's a lot of good people in the world. So keep on looking. Honey, have a good night. Thank you so much for being here. Awesome. Awesome. Wow. Let's see. Darkest Creator, what's up? And Isaiah, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. I think I'm going to end this a little bit early today. Is it true you're not your bad days? I believe so. I believe we are not our bad days. And to this conversation, I also mentioned that if we're not our bad days, does that mean we're our good days? And I'm going to be fair. If we're not our bad days, I'm going to say we're not our good days either. I do believe that we are who we choose to be. So we're not the bad things that happen to us. We're not the good things that we are not our failures, which I would almost say we are not our accomplishments too. So let's say you become, you win a Grammy Award. Are you your Grammy Award? I don't think so. I don't think we're our Grammy Award. I think we are who we are. And when I say we are who we are, I mean we are the our personality, our character. So if you are someone who is loving, giving, caring, like that's who you are. If you have, you know, if you're a billionaire, I don't think you're a billionaire. Like that's not. I don't know. It's like I think we should see people for who they are versus how much they're making, things like that. So I think that's really who we are. And I mentioned this. This is a repeat conversation from the last video, but a good reminder is that what am I going to say here? I lost. I blanked out. That's okay. Isaiah. Oh, Isaiah, what's up? From what school is that? I'm visualizing. Is that Foothill? Foothill. Foothill. Yes. Been good. Been good. Yeah. Like life is fascinating, Life is there's a part of me that wishes life was more smooth. And then there's a part of me that's also like, it's okay. Life, I don't think life has, for me, life has not always been very smooth. Like it's always been ups and downs. And I think that's very, very normal for almost 99% of the world. Most people have lives that are like this. They go up and down. And maybe not, maybe there's something that I don't see. Maybe I'm sure there's people who live their lives and it's just like this, little ups and downs. And then a tragic event happens, and then some amazing thing happens, and then something tragic happens, but then it's mostly just like this. Yeah. Edgar says, I'm having an off day. It's okay, man. We're here for you. Yeah. It's okay. It's okay to have an off day. Be patient with yourself. Be kind to yourself. Have compassion for yourself. And yeah, like tomorrow's a new day. And take tomorrow as another opportunity to make it better. And you know what? If tomorrow is not the best day, if you have another off day tomorrow, it's okay too. It's okay. I think we got to stop being so hard on ourselves. We got to be more kind to ourselves and patient, because it's okay to not feel, or I guess the phrase is, it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to, to not be on our A game all the time. I wish someone wearing a hood would. Okay. Yeah, it's easy. Oh, Westboro. Yes. I was remembering. I remember it was the workshop. Yes, that makes sense. Would I say Foothill? Oh, I know. Because both Foothill and Westboro are two schools that I did a keynote, or like I did a school assembly, and then I did leadership workshop. But yeah, I remember you, man. Juicy says, hey, Rich, I want to give you a follow-up on me starting my own channel. It's going great, and I've worked to get some money to get new equipment. Awesome, man. Good stuff. Edgar says, let's not attract negative events, guys and gals. Nice. Have you read Of the Flies? Lord of the Flies? Let's see. You're saving up for electric skateboards? Sweet. Juicy says, you should plan a trip to Utah and visit your sister and come to my school. Nice. Yeah. Let's see. Goodness. Utah. I will keep that in mind. I'll keep that in mind. There's so much work. There's so much outreach to do. Utah is not like, yeah. So I'm slowly expanding. So, I got California down. I'm doing a lot of California. I've, reached out a little bit to New Jersey, a little bit to Texas, and Alaska too. And where else? And a lot of the West Coast stuff. But like when it comes to areas, like one little thing at a time, it's hard to like, yeah, I'll keep it in mind. That's all I'll say. Yeah, Master Braun says, "Do you think PewDiePie is a good role model, or in general, what's your opinion of him? Is he a good role model? I don't know. I think he's okay. Like, I wouldn't. I would be. I would be. I think in some ways, he has positives, and okay, hold up. So this is very much an opinion. Okay, do I think he's a good role model? Do I think? Okay, let's start off. Do I think he's a good person? I do think he's a good person. I think he's someone who is, he's funny. He creates a lot of value in that way. Role model wise, it depends how you look at it. I don't know if he's the best role model for everything. He might be a good role model for if you want to start like a successful YouTube channel and things like that. He's not. I don't think he's terrible either. Like I find him to be more positive, although there are pieces of. I don't know him fully. I feel like there's pieces of it where he like, man, I don't know how to say it. He's I don't know. He spreads like sometimes I feel like he spreads. See, I struggle to say this because like I don't want to claim it's true. So what I'm going to say is, uh, might be completely disagreed with, but I feel like in some ways he spreads a little bit of negativity in the form of humor. Yes. Anyway, that was a very great question and complicated answer. So in some ways, yes. In some ways, possibly no. Depends on what you're looking for. Yeah. But I don't know. He's not too bad. Isaiah says, I can't wait for the new AirPods 2. Nice. I wonder how they're going to be. I did not hear about the AirPods 2. Nathan Kim, what's up? Welcome. Let's see. Isaiah says, I heard it's black and it's more grippy on your ears so they don't fall out. Nice. Do the first ones fall out? It's quite funny. I find it so funny how like technology evolves so quickly. Uh, so my mom needs a new phone. Her phone is I think she has like an iPhone 5 or something. And then my mom's not super like huge into technology. She's just like, "Oh, just give me your iPhone and you can take it, buy a new iPhone." I have an iPhone 7 Plus and like it's oh, sticker. It's not, I don't know, like for me, like 7 Plus works really well for me. Like it's not bad. And then she's like, "You can get a new phone." I'm just like, I don't really need a new phone. Like it's fast enough. It works. It works very well. So yeah, that's what I gotta say. Anyway, technology is crazy, advancing so quickly. Nathan says Valencia High School. Saw you in our assembly video for the sophomores. Nice. Yes. You know what's funny? I still to this day have not seen the video. Yeah. So I get to reach out to the peeps. I want to see that video. Isaiah says, on Christmas, I got a phone. Awesome. Edgar says, you just being here helps a ton. Thank you, man. Yeah. And I'm happy. This is supportive. Isaiah says, sometimes the AirPods fall out. That's annoying. Yo. You guys. Awesome. Alrighty. I'm gonna check my calendar real quick to see next live stream dates. Hey, when should I stream on Friday, or should I just stream next? Oh, whoa, oh, next week. Yeah, okay. Next week I can't stream because I am going to be in I'm going to be in Texas, and I'm going to be busy probably. I might stream if I can, but I'm probably not stream. Okay. So our next live stream will be this Friday at 7:30 p.m. California time. All right. Fortnite Friday this Friday. That is a possibility. That is a possibility. I'll put it in my calendar. Goodness, it's been so long since we've done a Fortnite Friday. Yeah. So that might be a thing. Yes. Yeah. You know what? I might be open to Fortnite Friday. All right. All right, peoples. I am going to sign off for now. Yeah. I'm going to sign off for now. And by the way, I did get a monitor, so I have 2 monitors, which is helpful. Yeah. Okay, peoples. Have a good night. Thanks for being here. And feel free to DM me if you have any questions or if you want to suggest our topic for Friday's video. All right. Thank you very much and have a good night. Take care. Have a good week. See you Friday.